Hey everyone, welcome back to the One SEO podcast studio. We've got a super exciting episode lined up for you today. We're thrilled to have our very own digital marketing expert, Nick Scheld, taking the reins in the studio today. Nick's brought along a special guest, Dante, the mind behind the much anticipated RoofCON. Mark your calendars because this conference has everything you need to grow your roofing or solar business. Diego's here to give you the details on what to expect, how to prepare, and why this is a game changer for your business. Don't forget, we'll be there too, so be sure to swing by our booth 633. We've got some amazing stuff to show you, and we're eager to chat about how we can help you grow your business. Enjoy the video.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I have Dante of RoofCON joining in the virtual studio. So Diego, thank you so much for having us. Why don't you just give us a quick little intro about yourself and what you're doing?
What's up, guys? Diego here with RoofCON. I am on the RoofCON team. Been here since basically the beginning. Started doing marketing, done business development for RoofCON, and now kind of leading the charge with stuff that we've got going on. And yeah, I'm excited about all the stuff we got going on this year.
So perfect. I was actually just going to ask, what excites you about RoofCON coming up? What can we do to get the people pumped up about listening and really purchase a ticket and come join us?
Man, there's a lot of stuff. So for one, I think it's interesting to understand why RoofCON even came about, because I feel like that's going to give some perspective to listeners of, like, we were going to all these industry shows and we kind of realized, hey, these are all just places for people to go party, and they'll come in, they'll, not really pay attention to the content going on. They'll all go get drunk, and then no one will show up the second day, and it's kind of rinse and repeat, right? And so we're like, hey, how can we make something different that, people are going to be excited about? And so we're like, man, why don't we focus on the roofers, but we give them the professional development, and then we also hit them with the personal development, and we make it not a party conference, right? And so in that, we've created this really cool event that's centered around leadership development and personal development. And man, people come and they're like, we get all these videos of people that are like crying after the sessions because of something that touched them in their personal lives, because we really feel like if we focus on building you as a human being, you're gonna do better in your business too, right? And so obviously, like, we still have fun, we'll still do parties and stuff like that, but that's not the center point of the stuff that we're doing at RoofCON. And so for us, if you're an attendee, you're thinking about coming, we're definitely going to tell you how to be able to grow your business, and we're going to touch on a lot of that stuff. We're going to have a lot of people that are going to talk on, like, how to develop more leads, how to get your business ready to sell, how to develop as a leader, how to scale past 8 figures. We'll hit up all those topics, but we're not going to shy away also from how can you develop as a leader? How can you become a better person? How can we be, people of integrity in our communities? How can we be people that are just, doing good things and being, we know that in the roofing industry, we kind of have given ourselves a bad name of, like, there's a lot of people not of integrity in our industry. And so we've just created this space for people that aren't like that and that are trying to make a difference, to be able to come together and learn together. So I'm excited about it, man. We got a lot of cool stuff going on.
Me too. It definitely doesn't hurt to go to Orlando too, but I mean, that's the beauty of it. It's really surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, like-minded business owners who are just have that growth mindset and they're trying to erase that stigma. They are just trying to give out that free information, because there's enough to go around for everyone. Really. It's just about being in front of the right people.
That's the thing too. Like, we do all these workshops and everything, and, some of these workshops are led by vendors, but I've gotten on calls with all these people now, and it's, hey, I want to make sure that when you are getting up on that stage, that you are providing value. You are not there to sell your product. Like, we have a whole trade show for that. Like, people can sell their products there. There's a time and a place, right? But when you're on that stage, you're not there to sell your product. You are there to provide value with those like-minded people.
Yeah. Exactly. Awesome, man. Well, I mean, kind of adding to it, um, we do talk about some of like the key elements. I mean, even like as a digital marketing agency, I'm talking with roofers, solar guys, pretty much a lot of people that are going to be at RoofCon. We talk about key elements that are just contributing to rapid business growth in both of those industries. Can you talk to me a little bit about some of those key elements just from past experience and current things going on?
So you're saying like key, repeat your question.
Or
So
key, well, I guess key elements that are going to contribute to rapid business growth in the roofing industry specifically.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah. I think that there's a few different elements, right? So there's the things that really, it's kind of like a pyramid. At the top, you're going to have your things like your systems and processes. Those things are important. And you should be trying to grow those things. And the great thing is if those don't work, or if you don't have those yet, there's things that you should be building beforehand that are probably more important, right? So I would say in the middle of that pyramid, you're going to have your culture. And then at the bottom, you're going to have leadership. And why do I say it that way? Because if you get rid of systems and processes, but you have culture and you have leadership, you can rebuild those systems and processes. If they didn't work, you can rebuild them and you can make them work. And culture is kind of the same thing. Like, it's more important, but at the same time, like, if you've got bad culture in your organization, you can rebuild that. You can get rid of the bad apples and all that stuff, so long as you have the leadership part. But if you don't have the leadership part, the other things don't really work, right?
Yeah.
So because you're not going to be able to make the proper decisions to be able to lead your team properly, to be able to inspire the team and be able to set up those systems and processes and everything else. So I think those are probably the three key things that I think, like, focus on building yourself up as a leader first, focus on developing a good culture, and then the systems and processes, focus on building those. And as you build those three things, you're going to have a super solid business that, obviously everything else kind of will fall on those things. Like you may not have great lead generation just yet, but if you've got those things, like if you've got really good leadership, really good culture, and you've got good systems and processes, you'll be able to build out good lead generation strategies or whatever else is the thing. Maybe you're not great at recruiting, but if you have good culture and you've got good leadership and you've got good systems and processes for it, you'll be able to figure out those things. But if any of those three are missing, you're going to have a hard time building your business.
Yeah, I love that. And funny, like not even 30 minutes ago, I was speaking to CJ, our CEO, and BJ, our COO, and we were actually talking about our hiring process. So our leadership's there, but the main thing we're looking about when hiring new employees is, are they a culture fit? Because you can teach anybody anything nowadays. If they're a culture fit and they have that drive, they want to learn, that type of person can be an asset in any type of environment. And it's just going to help. It's going to help, grow from the core, which is the businesses that are doing the best. That's who's thriving nowadays. So I love it. Um, Now a little bit of more like on the, yeah.
No, I was just saying, I think being able to bring your team to something like this, how much that affects, how much that helps you to be able to build your culture within your organization.
Yes.
There's organizations that are just, hey, I want you to be able to produce, and if you're not producing, you're gone. But the companies that are pouring back into their employees and building that culture and just doing more things, right? Think of it as an ATM. I can't just withdraw money. At some point, it's going to run out, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm pouring into my employees and I'm pouring into my organization, then when I ask for things in return, I'm not just the boss that's just trying to take stuff out. And that's what going to conferences, providing good leadership, providing training, providing, like, doing all as much as you can for your team. So that way, when it comes time to produce, it's you've done your part. Now it's their time to, you're gonna get better results from people when you do pour into them.
Yeah. Love it. And now, to kind of even shift the topic from those core values of leadership, culture fit, a ton of people who are, that we work with, that listen to our podcast, that I'm sure are listening to you guys and coming to RoofCon, they want to talk about multiplying their revenues. So can you guys give us like a sneak peek into some of the strategies or tools that RoofCon is going to provide that we, how they can achieve this?
Yeah, I mean, for once, we have a lot of great content centered around and great people there, like you guys, that are providing value of of how to grow your revenue. Obviously, like sales is a big part of that, and lead generation is a big part of that. We have a lot of big like we're doing an 8-figure CEO panel, and I think like there's 5 people on that panel doing between 30 and $100 million a year. These guys are bringing in the heat, telling you how it is that they were able to build the revenue up until this point and really do it in a healthy fashion where it's not just oh, at a 1% profit margin. Like these guys are doing really good. And so learning from CEOs, learning there's a lot of sales training going on too. So we're doing a multi-million-dollar sales rep panel. So if you're a sales rep and you want to learn how to be able to become better at your craft, like we're going to talk about that a ton. We're going to talk about lead generation. Again, people like you guys coming in, doing different workshops and helping people to be able to generate more leads so you can fill up that top of funnel, so that way it filters down, you're able to get more sales. And yeah, there's gonna be a ton of content on it, and then being able to set your company up again in healthy, proper fashion, so that way if you ever decide to sell, you've got great EBITDA and you're able to sell your company for more. Like we're really trying to dive into each part of the business, and there's gonna be different, I think 52 different workshops, 4 panels, 7 or 8 keynotes, all centered around developing a healthy business that's doing great in revenue. Like you've asked about revenue, that's great. But I think also like the very important thing is how healthy is your business, right? Is it, because you'd probably rather have a $1 million business that's doing 20% profit than a $10 million business that's doing 1% profit, right? And I think a lot of people just get caught up in these big numbers, and we want to make sure that people have really healthy businesses, and so we're doing a lot of content centered around that type of stuff.
Yeah, it goes to, I mean, there's so many examples out there of companies that are doing 10 million, $15 million, but their CEO is like, or their owner is taking away like 100 grand at the end of the day just because of how it's run. So I mean, being able to talk to a business owner who is scaling their business the right way, I mean, it's worth its weight in gold, especially when you take that and you bring it back to your team and you see how your processes are working, what's not working.
Right.
So that's awesome. And I mean, networking is also, it's like when I was at the show last year, networking was huge. I mean, at any trade show, it's, you get to talk to these business owners, you get to see what works for them. But any tips that you got for people watching right now of like how they can be as effective as networking at this event, or as effective as possible at networking?
I think go in with a strategy, right? Go in with, what are the things that I need in my business? Like come in really thinking about those things, and then go in and find the people, because we're bringing the industry together, right? So let's say I'll use lead generation. You guys are a marketing agency, so I'll use lead generation for an example. If I'm struggling with lead generation and I'm going into a room with 4,000 people from the industry, there are going to be people there that are crushing it with lead generation. So you find those people, you become friends with these people, you network, maybe you find an agency that you need to work with, but maybe it's not that. Maybe it's just, hey, you find the contractors that are crushing it, and so you're able to get their opinions on that type of stuff. I think a lot of the people, when they come to these events, yes, the content is great, but think about a conference that you went to 5 years ago. You probably don't remember all the content that happened from that stage. You might remember like, hey, yeah, it was a good conference or whatever, but you're going to remember the people that you met, and hopefully you're able to come in and make those connections. So that way you're able to, that's probably going to help you more in your business, having those people that you can rely on and count on, that you can go to, if you're able to network properly. And I'll say this too, like, we're mindful of that. We know that a lot of people just want to come in and network. So one of the things that we did this year with RoofCON is we've made our expo only tickets. So tickets for people that just want to come in and network, don't really care about going to the sessions. They're completely free. You can go to roofcon.com and you can get those expo tickets 100% for free. And just come in, network, go check out the trade show. So you can go, check out One SEO and go to their leisure area and all the stuff. Like, you can check out all the stuff that's going on. Go shake hands and kiss babies and all that stuff, and literally get in for free if that's all you want to do.
And that alone, that's huge. Everything you were just talking about. I mean, you're going to get so much out of even just a free ticket if you don't decide to go to the extras and actually get the educational aspect too. Even just networking, talking to a salesman who is absolutely crushing it, finding out what he's doing. Go buy him a drink at the bar. Just hang out. Ask him what he's doing that they're winning and what processes they have put in place. It's priceless.
I met John Cenac at I think it might have been RoofCon, maybe it was SolarCon or one of those, D2D Con, and we hit it off, kind of became quick friends, and I've been to his workshops now, but I've been able to call him like 4 times when Allstate didn't approve a roof for me or stuff like that, because I've been in, like, I'm not just putting together a conference, like I've been in roofing, and I've called him, and he's helped me to be able to go through some of this, stuff with the insurance companies, where it's not just hey, you guys should approve. Like, he's been like, hey, first thing you got to do is you got to, call them and get them to approve for you to do a repairability test. And then you take photos of it, and then you record yourself doing a repair, and then you send it in with an Xactimate. Like, he's ran me through the whole process. And dude, that one connection alone has made me so much money. But beyond that, like, he's just a good dude, right?
Yeah.
So it's, for me, those types of connections are priceless. And I think, again, I'm not trying to sell anyone anything by saying this. If you like, I want you to come in and network, because those relationships are what's sometimes going to be the biggest difference maker in your organization. A lot of the times we go into business and we're doing this all by ourselves, and we have no one to talk to about some of the problems that we have. And those could be, actual business problems, or they could be personal problems or whatever. But being able to have people on your phone that you can pick up the phone and call and say, dude, I'm struggling with this. What is it? What are you guys doing with this? What are you guys doing with that? And I've met so many people through conferences where that just, it's been huge for me, and we want to pay it forward and be able to give that opportunity to the entire industry by giving those free expo tickets.
Yeah. Love it. Love it all, man. Well, listen, I'll kind of end it with something like this. Just give me 3 big reasons why business owners should be attending RoofCon.
All right. Number one.
And we've talked about a lot.
Number one, because One SEO is going to be there.
There we go. Booth 633.
Booth 633, and come hang out at the leisure area, because you guys got the big leisure area with the ping pong tables and all the other stuff. I don't want to say too much. I know we're still kind of going through planning stages, but that's thing number one. Thing number 2, come to network. Come to make those connections, the stuff that we've already talked about. And then number 3, and I'll say this, like, come to bring your team. Pay forward for your team. If you have the ability to purchase tickets for your team so that they can go to the breakout sessions, they can learn from the panels, they can, like, a lot of people just come in and it's just themselves, just the owners will come in, and that's cool. You're going to learn a lot of stuff, but the difference that makes for your team when they know, hey, the owner of the company cares about me because they're bringing me out to stuff. They're bringing me out to conferences. They're doing training, all that stuff. There's so much value in that for your team in creating a good culture. So that would be the third one, would be come to bring your team and to pay it forward for the other people on your team.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. Well, Diego, I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to coming back again. Cannot wait for November. Can't come soon enough. Be down in Orlando with you guys. And anybody who has any questions about marketing, reach out to me. RoofCon, reach out to Diego. Diego and his team over there, super helpful, answering any questions. Last minute people deciding to come down. He's your guy. His team's your guy. But we are really looking forward to it. I cannot wait to see you there and talk to all of you who are listening right now.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah, anytime, man. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you.